get a prescription filled and find that the bottle's only half, sometimes just a quarter full?
Well, after that happened to WCCO viewer Angela a few times, she wrote us wanting to know, why is there so much extra space in pill bottles? Good question. Heather's here, and she actually found out might be a little more complicated than we first thought.
Yeah, it is, which kind of surprised me today. But one of the big reasons has to do with that they need to make these pill bottles, whether they're prescription or over the counter, they need to make them large enough so that people can read the writing on the labels. And then throw in some new automated technology, and you end up with a lot of standard size containers. So you here to pick up a prescription?
Yes. So that's a month's supply of medication, but it's only it's a little less than a quarter of the bottle.
How full is the bottle usually?
Oh, about half or a quarter full.
There's several reasons.
Pharmacist John Hessian owns St. Paul Corner Drug, where, like most pharmacies,
The phone's ringing, there's somebody who needs a flu shot.
he uses a machine to fill the bottles.
It's not as archaic in the way they do things, so.
It's pretty fancy these days.
Because of that monotony and the over and over and over of the same medication, you're much more likely as a human to make an error on it. And this just takes all that out of the equation.
The machine only takes 2 sizes, one of which is the smallest he can go.
We don't want to make the print too small. We want to be able for people to see the print.
Well, that's true. I never really thought about that.
The tools and the molds are really expensive, so they have standard sizes.
Okan Guni is the VP of Sales and Marketing at Sunrise Packaging in Blaine.
What's the impact they like to make, and what kind of a distance they have to ship?
They don't make pill bottle molds, but they know the money that goes into them.
They're huge, as big as of a house kind of machines, and they take those big molds and they take sometimes $100,000 and $150,000 to make those molds.
Any idea why there's so much extra space?
No, I have absolutely no idea.
Because you feel like you're buying more?
I don't think so. No, that really doesn't play into it at all.
The FDA requires the labels of over-the-counter drugs to list ingredients, uses, directions, purposes, storage, and warnings. It also has to say how much is in the bottle.
Now we know.
Exactly.
That is a good question. You're right.
And about that cotton in some pill bottles, the makers of Bayer Aspirin tell me that they removed the cotton from many of their bottles a while back, but the fragile pills like those chewables, they still need extra protection. And a little pivot here, I get this question a lot about potato chip bags. Why are they half full?
Oh.
Yep.
I was like,
I know,
whoa,
yeah,
that is a pivot.
Exactly. And they say that it has to do with protecting the chips in transit.
Interesting.
Okay.
The pill thing, who knew? I mean, that was...
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I know, all
I feel
that
like
automation.
that lady. I feel a lot smarter right now.
So do
Learned a lot.
I was just about, pill bottles.
Yeah.
You learn something new all the time.
Thank you, Heather.
Change it to great question. If you have a good question for us, you can email Heather by going to WCCO.com/links.